Hello everybody and a good day to you all. Today I'm talking about the new television show, You, Season number 1, Episode number 1. This is the pilot episode. This episode is directed by Lee Talon Krieger. And here we have Joe Goldberg, who is the guy we pretty much following throughout this episode. He's pretty much like the star. But the problem is with Joe is, even though he seems like he's a nice looking guy, he seems very nice. He's great to this neighbor that he lives next to by giving the little boy little books, and also kind of protects him from what's going on inside of his house. He is mentally unstable because he's a stalker. And the person he falls in love with is this woman named Guinevere Beck, who's played by Elizabeth Lale, and Joe Goldberg, he's played by Penn Badgley, and they meet in a bookstore because that's where Joe works. He works in a bookstore. He was pretty much raised to, he don't really talk about who his parents were, but there was somebody who worked at the bookstore who pretty much told him about books, and now he has a love for books too. So he meets this pretty girl inside the bookstore. They have great chemistry. They get along quite well, and from that moment right there, Joe kind of fell in love. Love at first sight for him. He got to know her. They started to talk to her. They were getting along pretty well. They were flirting. They both were attracted to each other. And Joe fell in love. And so, since Joe didn't seal the deal at the time, he decides to make sure she is the one. Make sure that she is the right girl for him by stalking her. It's insane, but that's what he does. So you're pretty much following him, following her throughout this whole entire episode here. And it is... And this episode is dark and a little twisted, but it also has some kind of comedic elements to it as well, because you're getting a lot of voiceover from Joe, and it's pretty much his inner thoughts on how he sees things, and how he comes to his conclusions and justify everything that he's doing. Because in his head, he's not just getting to know Guinevere, he's helping her. He's saving her from her bad life, because she seems to have a bad taste in men. You meet her boyfriend Benji, who is some type of douchey hipster type of person. You meet her friends, and one of her friends is played by Sasha Mitchell, who also was in Pretty Little Liars. And her friends are rich. And they don't seem to have no care in the world about anything, because they have rich parents, and so they have money. Doesn't look like they have any jobs or go to school or anything. But Guinevere Beck, that's what we have to call her, she pretty much has to work for everything she has. I don't know how she became friends with these girls, how they connected, because they don't seem to fall in the same social parties, but somehow they became friends. And even though her girlfriends have good intentions, they don't relate to her They don't really know her like that as well as they should. I mean, they do care for her, and they do want to help her out, but their way of helping her out is just by going out and drinking every night. So that's not really giving her the emotional support that she really needs, but it does help her out through certain situations in her life. So overall, I think it was pretty much a good episode, because you get to know everybody who's involved. And the thing is, though, even though Joe is mentally disturbed and he's a little bit creepy, he also is very charming. He has a sense of humor. He's very smart. He has a kind heart, because there's a little boy who lives next to him named Paco. He's the neighbor, and the boy's having he lives with his mom, and his mom got a new boyfriend who is not really a good guy, and so you see Joe kind of look out for him and take care of him. Maybe that's probably what happened to him in his family life. Who knows? But he has good tendencies, but at the same time, he is a stalker. And he's willing to do anything to just make sure he gets inside of being involved in Guinevere's life, which is so messed up. Like, at the same time, you're rooting for him because he's so charming and nice, but at the same time, you're scared of him because he's creepy. He's creepy. So it's like a balance of charm. You like him, and you're just, oh no, he's the crazy person. Yeah. And you slowly see him just go to get a little bit crazier and crazier as the show goes on. But at the same time, still manage to keep that balance of being the charming, nice guy. I don't know how to feel. Overall, like I said, great episode. I enjoy the main guy, Joe, who played, and Guinevere, and I love the chemistry together. Even though he is like not the good guy in the picture, but he's not really the bad. Because the thing is, though, everything he's thinking about her friends is actually true. He's not wrong. About her boyfriend is a douche. He is not. He's not even good. He's not really good for her. And her friends are okay, but she could find better friends. And so you kind of want to see her with Joe, but at the same time, since you know he's been following her throughout this whole entire episode, and she doesn't even know it. But the thing about Guinevere, she does everything wrong. Everything wrong. She doesn't lock her phone. Bad. She dresses in front of her windows inside her apartment. Which makes no sense. Like this, people can see you in your bath towel. You know that, right? She starts masturbating in front of the window, and everybody can see. Like, if you can see outside your house, clearly, we can see outside your house too. Why is she doing this by the window? It's like she's trying to give stalkers something to look at. It's just weird. Like, she does everything wrong. Everything. But the only time she actually shows some kind of sense is when Joe asks for her number, and she decides to give her email address because she doesn't quite sure she can trust him yet. That's the only time out of this whole entire episode she did something that actually made perfect sense. But she's just a sweet girl. She has a lot of potential. She's very talented. She's a writer. She writes poetry. Her friends don't understand it, but she does to express herself and what's going on in her life. She has a teacher who sees her potential too, but a professor. But at the same time, he wants to sleep with her, so he's trying to use that to his advantage. So she got a lot of people around her who are not really good for her. And then you got Joe, even though he's crazy, it's good for her. I don't. It's just weird. It's weird, but it's a very interesting show. So it's exactly what you wanted to do. Make you looking forward to the next episode. So leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode of You. If you haven't watched it, check it out for yourself. Hopefully when you watch it, you will enjoy it. Have fun watching it too. So give my channel the big old like, hit the thumbs up, shabam, and subscribe to my channel and share. I really would appreciate it. Like I always say in my dreams and in real life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, people.